What is going on in the Park City housing market? Why does it seem like we're getting floods of inventory and it seems like nothing is selling? Well, there are three main factors that are really affecting what's happening in our housing market. And I think it's important to remember that you don't buy or sell real estate based on market conditions. You buy or sell a real estate based on what is happening in the specific season of life that you are going through. And then you look to the market conditions to see what's happening in the market. The market's gonna go up, the market's gonna go down, it's gonna change and it's gonna flow. So when you're looking to buy or sell a house, you have to look and say, is this the right season of life and are we wanting to move forward with it? And then really look at the conditions of the market. The market only presents us obstacles and we just have to navigate through them. So here are three main things that we are seeing in the Park City housing market. First of all, we're seeing a lot of inventory. We have had a ton of inventory and it's been increasing ever since May, and that is right when the interest rates started rising. And once the interest rates started rising, buyers started to get less excited about purchasing a home. So now what's happening in the market is we have all this inventory coming to the market. The interest rates have been raised, but what do I know about life? Life always goes on. Life will go on. People will get back to their normal lives and they'll realize 5.5%, like, okay, that's what it is. And if you watch my other video over here, I break down really from a historical level of let's go back and look at what a normal market is. 2020 and 2021 were not normal markets. They were complete anomalies. We had absolutely zero inventory and we had so much demand, which is what drove up housing prices. People still need housing. We're still relatively low inventory if you look back to what a normal market is. So when was there a normal market? Well, we have to go all the way back to 2018 and 2019. The second thing that we're seeing is that prices are dropping because sellers are going, why isn't my house selling? It's been on the market for a week. Why don't I have multiple offers? And why isn't my house going for over ask? Because that was the story the past 2 years, but that's not necessarily what the story is going to be moving forward because of the rising interest rates. Buyers just simply cannot afford as much house. Things that were appreciating at 34% a year was just absolutely unsustainable. So why it feels like the housing market is absolutely crashing and prices are coming down and we're having all these price drops, what we're really seeing is more of a leveling out. Normal appreciation for a housing year is anywhere between 3 and 6% a year, not 34% a year. And that's what was happening the last 2 years. Things were just accelerating and flying off the charts, which is unhealthy and not sustainable. So now we are returning to a more normal housing market, and what we're seeing is a big steep drop in prices. And so people are grabbing that, the national news is grabbing that and saying, we're absolutely having this housing crash. We're having a housing crisis. It's 2008 all over again. So really be mindful of who you're listening to, what you're listening to, and remember that all real estate markets are local. Third thing is that the pending sales have decreased. So we have rising inventory, which is excellent if you're a buyer, because what does this mean? You actually get time to think about if you want the property. You actually have time to write a good offer that works for you and that's not gonna just make you house broke once you buy this house. Also have time to go to open houses and you have time to look around. You're not in a big rush to make an offer or to write something sight unseen, especially if you're an out-of-state buyer. It was really hard for out-of-state buyers to buy a property because they simply didn't have time to fly in, look at the property and make offers because there were already 10 offers on a home. You've got options. So if you're listing your home as a seller, you need to know that more inventory is coming to the market. We're starting to get a healthy amount of homes to sell, which is a good thing. However, this just means you have more competition, so you really need to be the best house on the market if you want to get an offer on your property. So it really needs to be well priced from day one, and it needs to be prepped to hit the market. Furniture matters, staging matters. Buyers walk through this and they look at things and they wonder, is it dated? So as a seller, you need to ask yourself, my furniture making my house look dated? Because there's a lot of competition out there. What are some things that I could do to maybe spruce this up to make it more on trend to what buyers are actually looking for? We're seeing increased inventory. We're seeing price drops because buyers simply were disappearing and couldn't afford the housing prices. So sellers are coming down in price finally. Pendings are down. So we're not pending as many homes. So what's happening is we're getting all of this inventory, but the homes are simply not being absorbed. So this means it's just simply taking longer for your home to sell. So your home might not sell in 4 days. It might take 4 weeks. It might take 2 months. And that really depends on the condition of your home, the price of your home, the location of your home, the style of your home, how much work a buyer actually has to put into the house as well. Those things are really going to affect whether your house is one to get an offer. With that, let's dive into a little bit of the numbers that happened back in June. As you know, Park City is really a tale of two cities. There's the 84060, there's the 84098. The 84060 is the Park City limits. That's everything in town. The 84098 is the Snyderville Basin. You also have the Colville-Wanship area, the Camas Valley, you have the Heber Valley, and you have the Jordanelle area. So Park City is a very hyper-local market. And remember, every neighborhood is very micro-segmented. So what's happening in Lower Deer Valley is not necessarily what's happening in Jeremy Ranch. Look at things from a bigger perspective. We're actually up 5% in the Park City limits, and the median sales price for a home in the Park City limits, $4,275 for 12 units that sold. So that gives you an idea of relatively how many homes sold last month. 34 new listings in this area, which means that was an increase of 41.7% new listings in this area. You're looking at about 20 days on the market and about $1,000 per square foot if you're buying a single family home in the Park City limits. Look at the median sold price in the Snyderville Basin area, looking at about $1,950 million. And actually, homes in this area, the 84098, were down 4.6%. So the Park City limits had an increase of 5%. The Snyderville Basin had a decrease of 4%. 27 units were sold. We had about 9 days on the market, and the price per square foot was $629. And we also had an increase in inventory in this area. So 68 new listings, up 13%. Look at single family homes in the Jordanelle area. This area was actually down 55%. 33 units that were sold, 3 new listings, so that's actually 278% more listings, which is crazy. Days on the market, so things in this area were selling pretty fast. About $364 per square foot in this area. Look at the Heber Valley. Heber is actually a really hot market right now. Everybody's a little bit anxious to why their house isn't selling as quickly as usual, but remember, we're headed back to more of a normal market. So in order for your house to sell in days of being listed, it really has to be something special and really be in a perfect condition, perfect location, perfect price, and really something that buyers are desiring. And what I've noticed personally from working with many buyers is that buyers want new and buyers want modern. And sometimes that's very difficult to find in the Park City area, especially when you have a lot of 20 to 30-year-old homes that are being sold as resales. When you're getting ready to list your home, you really need to get with a real estate agent, get with a designer. Figure out what things are really trending, what is popping. Know that sometimes when you go to remodel your house, you're not remodeling it with the thought of going to sell it. You're remodeling it for you. But if you're remodeling it with the thought of going, hey, I'm going to sell this in 2 to 3 months, so I'm going to remodel it so that I can get the most out of my return on investment, then I really need to talk to somebody who knows what buyers are looking for. Buyers want light, bright, and airy, okay? They want light, bright, and airy. Green plants, white walls, neutral. They want things to be neutral. They want it to feel really luxurious on the inside. So your furniture dating your house. I want you to kind of do inventory. Look around at your furniture. Is your house really dark? What color are your walls? Does it make your house look older? And what could you do to maybe kind of make your house look fresher My name's Nicole Bowdle, and I'm a local real estate agent in Park City, Utah. And if you would like to get into contact with me, my information is always dropped down in the description link down below.